state and all these police stations are all operating under American jurisdiction, and none of them gave any of these people the full or 14th Amendment. Right? Therefore, just for their facts alone, they need to be released from prison immediately, because now they've gone through 3 American prisons as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
so
they're
that as
still in
well.
under jurisdiction. So since the new administration, then you need to put it to the FBI and all of them.
My name is Janine Linhan, and I am a captain of a child trafficking task and force from a council of 13 men and women who work pro bono to help expose the heinous crimes that happens to our babies. I am also the author of the judicial notice book JS Hope Rennie 9 Friend 2768 GB served to over 300 agents, kings and queens worldwide, state actors in the judiciary of England and Wales. This judicial notice book and notice, along with the global constitution, stands unrebutted to date. My 10-year-old daughter has now been kidnapped for our efforts in helping set the record straight worldwide. No due process of law has been shown throughout the 9 weeks of her abduction. As a child trafficking task and force, we had just exposed the East London Family Court for their part in trafficking babies from loving mothers and fathers from this unregistered court. When trying to save a baby called Dina Aquilina, who was unlawfully removed from her mother, Denise Aquilina. We also exposed the tragedies that had happened to Shauna Ann Faith Silk's 3 babies, Amy 17, Sky 15 and Stephanie 12, all taken as babies from their mother's womb from the same court and Hackney Social Services. Shauna Ann Faith Silk's babies were trafficked, raped, exposed to grooming gangs and neglected by social services. Originally removed as babies by East London Family Court from her loving arms. Please research the horrors that happened to her babies, in which the judge and director of the judicial notice book, Mark Kishon Christopher, my daughter's father, Matthew Dean Martin, was also falsely imprisoned, still held hostage today. Amy Silk, pregnant at 14 by an older man and involved in county line selling drugs. Amy's son Riley was removed from her care. She went back onto the streets to sell drugs, age 15, via county line as a victim of much abuse, and was then arrested and given 7 years in prison. At the age of 17, pregnant again with twins, which have also been taken into care. Sky Silk, at the age of 14, gave birth to twins and left them in the hospital to also go back onto the streets working for county line, selling drugs, and was arrested and given 5 years in prison. Once in prison, she was asked to write a letter to her mother, in which she reacted badly. She stabbed a prison guard and killed him with a homemade knife. Stephanie Silk, age 12, was born with many health defects, including a heart that needed stints every year to keep her heart going. She was raped many times from the age of 7. She had made over 14,000 calls to the police for help in her life, trying to get someone to help save her, in which she was ignored and told to stop wasting police time. She was pregnant at 11 by a 27-year-old and gave birth at 12 to a baby that was premature. Both mom and baby needed medical attention. The hospital in Bradford released her and the baby just hours after birth, and the baby died hours later. A policeman's house called Daniel from Bradford, who worked on exposing the grooming gangs. He previously saved her from a pedophile's house with the help of Stephanie's mom, who found her when the local police did nothing. Stephanie was also in a very critical condition. Stephanie was accused of harming her baby as she was taken to the police station. Her words were along the lines of, "Who let me and my baby go from hospital for my baby to die?" She was released from a police interview and was booked in for heart surgery a day or 2 later. Just before heart surgery, she called for her birth mom to come and be with her before she went under anesthetic. This is the first time Shauna, her mom, had seen her since she was taken as a baby. As soon as Stephanie had gone under anesthetic, she died on the operating table in her mother's arms. Her body was riddled with infections and gave up due to much abuse and neglect that she had suffered throughout her life. Her mom then had to bury 2 babies that day, her daughter and granddaughter. At the funeral, her older sister Amy Silk arrived in handcuffs. A police chief arrived and insisted the handcuffs were removed, in which the prison guard said this was not protocol. The police chief threatened the prison guard if she wanted her job the next day. He suggested she did as she was told, so she did remove the handcuffs. Since this date, Amy Silk has been missing. If we was listened to Tuto 5 years previous when asking for the 3 girls to return to her mother, many lives could have been saved. But instead, the innocent are still being held hostage. I reported this via many emails to alert many agencies of her disappearance. Within an hour of my whistleblowing, my daughter was then kidnapped by the police. On the 14th of July, around 6:30 p.m., 10 police turned up at my home to take my baby girl. Please help get my baby girl home.